having depressive thoughts doesn't mean you have depression.
Damn.
Because counselors do not take it personally.
It's like the funding situation is really bad.
From counseling, they tend to stay in therapy longer. Hello. Hi. Hello. How's the sound? Today I did my makeup a little different. What do you guys think?
So today I'm planning to go to like different coffee shops, and I want to talk about some random thoughts that I had working in this mental health industry. Just to clarify, I'm not a therapist, but I do want to be a military clinical psychologist, so I'm taking classes and I'm working in this field, and I'm applying to PhD program this year. Honestly, I'm not sure about PhD cycle this year because like the funding situation is really bad, and like if you're in academia or if you're applying to PhD, you probably know, but the funding situation is really bad, and also all the horrible things that's happening in the US. So my position is more so administrative position, but it requires a clinical understanding and psychology background. So that's my position, and as a person who interacts with the counselors and also clients and also management, I have some insights to provide. As a disclaimer, this video is gonna be so disorganized because my thoughts are very disorganized. Like, here's the thing about me, like I organize my thoughts as I speak. So there are so many things I want to share, and I would also appreciate your insight as well. Please comment down in the comment. I read everything. Here's a perk of following small content creator. I reply to all the comments. So the first coffee shop that we're gonna go is called, I don't remember. And it opened last, I think it was like 4th of July. I came in too early, but the owner just like opened the door for me. I felt so bad. It's so hot in Suwon today, so he gave me this iced water, and I also ordered like their signature latte. Isn't it so pretty? Okay. He told me to try the top cream first. I'm not sure if the camera is really catching the color, but it looks really good. I don't know what it is, but it's really good. It has like topina cream on top of it. Damn. Should I ask? Actually, I'm really curious. There are some things that I've noticed or that I've realized working in this field. The first one is I don't want people to pathologize their traits too easily. Let me just explain. So when clients come to our center, I get to talk to people. I'm usually the first one they talk about their like conditions and why they come to our center, because based on that information, I match them with the right counselor. And something I've noticed is that people who came to our center knowing their diagnosis, either self-diagnosed or diagnosed by other therapists, they tend to stay in therapy longer. There might be different factors that we need to take into consideration. People tend to match their behavior with what's written on the internet. And I personally think that is a very dangerous thing, because having depressive episodes or having depressive thoughts doesn't mean you have depression. Even for me, there was one time I thought maybe I had BPD, borderline personality disorder. I brought it up to my psychiatrist, and he mentioned that yeah, like you do have some symptoms that can be seen as BPD, but it's not borderline. I don't want you to pathologize your traits too easily. When he said that, it was like I almost felt like I was hammered, because that's what I've been thinking looking at our clients, and that's something I could not like verbalize it. But I think that's what it is. Like, do not pathologize your traits too easily. First, go talk to your therapist. Do not do your research by yourself, like relying on the internet. Please go talk to professional therapist so you don't pathologize your traits. I'm not trying to like minimize your experience or anything, but what I'm saying is it's really important to consult with professional therapists, like someone who is licensed. And sometimes not knowing diagnosis can help you more. It helps you to focus on your behavior rather than possible symptoms when you have certain diagnoses that's stated in DSM-5. So as someone who is in mental health field, who's studying psychology and who wants to be a clinical psychologist, also as a person who's also getting helped by psychiatrists, I really want to recommend you to focus on your behaviors, focus on your personal experience rather than go to DSM-5. Another thing that I want to mention is it's totally fine to change your counselor. You don't have to feel shameful about it. You don't have to be sorry. I've seen so many clients who hesitate to ask for a change of counselor, but it's totally fine. I mean, I don't know if this is the right analogy to share, but I heard someone saying meeting a new counselor is almost like a first date. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's sometimes like hit or miss. Obviously, intake coordinators are going to do their best to match you with the right counselor, but they cannot predict your personality, and also they don't know exactly what's happening during the session. And I mean, nobody knows, it's the future. Nobody can predict the future. So it is a possibility that you might not get along with a counselor. When you come to a counseling center, what we want is you getting help that you deserve. Like, I don't want the opposite, result of it. I don't want you to run away. I don't want you to feel like you are stuck in therapy talking to someone that you don't get along with, because counselors do not take it personally, and it's not an indices of their competency as a counselor. It's just compatibility. If seeing a counselor that you're seeing right now doesn't work, that's totally fine. And if you want to take a break from counseling, that's totally fine as well. I don't know how others feel about this, but I personally think there should be an endpoint in therapy. You cannot rely on your therapist for the rest of your life, and I personally think therapy should be a tool for you to build your resilience and build your strength to go through your life by yourself. I'm not saying you should not rely on others. I'm not saying you should share your hardships with others, but I'm saying resilience. That is what we ultimately go to therapy and a therapist to help you to process your current emotions, so in long term you can build resilience and strength to go forward. If you go to therapy at the first or second sessions, you are going to set a goal for therapy in general with your therapist. But I personally think one of the things that you should do, or one of the things that therapists should encourage their clients to do is, or letting them know, is they're not going to be in therapy for the rest of their life. It is a possibility that you go to therapy for, for years, but I personally think there should be an endpoint in therapy, and I think it's really important to keep in mind that you will not rely on your therapist for the rest of your life, and you're there to build resilience and build your strength to move forward with your life. I mean, first of all, let's just acknowledge that going to therapy is one of the bravest things a human can do. Going to therapy is not only about talking to a stranger, but I mean, first of all, talking to a stranger about your hardship, challenges, that takes a lot of courage, and that shows the true strength. But when you go to therapy, you face your past, or face your challenges and talk about it. And that shows the true strength that you should really give yourself credit for even just doing that. But there should be an end point of therapy. You cannot rely on your therapist for the rest of your life. And speaking of going to therapy, this is something that gives me a hard time at work, actually. Your psychological symptoms, past trauma, can explain your behavior, but they do not excuse it. Just the fact that you're going through some hardship, just the fact that you've experienced some trauma-inducing things, stress-inducing events, that does not give you a free pass to hurt others. So working at my current company, I interact with counselors and also clients. Sometimes I just wonder, do you guys see me as a human? I'm not saying everyone treat me like shit, but sometimes it makes me wonder, okay, I do understand that you are going through some stuff. I do understand that you are here to face your challenges. I really commend you to be proactive in facing your own challenges. That does not give you a free pass to hurt me. You don't have to be so rude at admin staff. I don't know if they are being rude to their counselors as well, or if that's just their personality, but sometimes I see some people who react out of, I don't know, their past experiences, and maybe like something like during our conversation, maybe something like triggered you. And let's say you raise your voice, and I often get a phone call from them apologizing. And I think that is really brave for them to do. And that is a sign of true strength. Like, obviously, I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about people who are outwardly rude to people just because they are going through some shit. And lastly, something that I really don't appreciate are prankers. Like, what are you guys doing? Working at my current company and also volunteering as a volunteer crisis counselor, I unfortunately run into prankers quite often. Like the other day, I was volunteering and someone wanted to repeat whatever they say, and that's obviously like prankers. And there were hundreds of people in queue. Like those 100 people, they reached out for help, and I'm here to help them. But because of like those prankers, I'm wasting my time and energy. And that really actually drains me, and that's really frustrating. And this is not only about my time and energy, it's really about people who are in queue who reached out for help. You know, it takes a lot of courage to even just reach out. But then I'm wasting my time dealing with you, pranker, while these people are not getting help that they deserve. You should be really ashamed of yourself. It's really disappointing that some people even think to do it. Have you guys seen that one video of a drummer? So at the first coffee shop, I went through research articles related to the topic that I'm interested in writing a research proposal on. So basically, I'm exploring some options related to psychedelic assisted interventions for CPTSD in military population. I'm still in the very beginning stage of it, but I'm very excited about this topic. I mean, there are so many different questions that we can ask about this topic. So I reached out to Dr. C, and he basically helped me to narrow down things a little bit. This is what I really love about being in a community. Like, you can always reach out to people, and like I've changed my career path multiple times. Not like a lot because I'm still young. I didn't have a chance to really like delve into one specific field yet. Something that really helps me to go through different stages or like different field is talking to people. Like I talk to people who are already in a field or who already left a field. That really helps me. And for Dr. C, he is very like welcoming professor. I'm really grateful that I'm taking his class, which is clinical psychopharmacology class. And right now I am going to listen to his lecture and then organize lecture note. And I have one quiz that I need to finish today. I mean, I don't have to finish today, but I planned to finish today, so I'm gonna work on that.